Hello everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Well, I'm Parul. I am the student counselor at Edwise International. And today I'm going to talk at length about why is it so important at the first place to study abroad. We keep talking about the fact that you want to pursue a master's abroad, you want to pursue a semester abroad, but why is it ever so important? So today I'm going to speak about that at length, and if you guys happen to have any questions or queries, please mention it in the comments or in the chat section, and I'll try to address the most as I can. Yeah. Okay, well, why am I able to talk so much about it and vouch for it is only because I myself have been an international student. I have studied in London. I was there for a good considerable length of time, I'd say, because of which I feel it's very important. And I highly recommend, any international student to go out of their home country and pursue, like I said, a semester abroad, or probably be it for a year, their undergraduate degree, and how it can be the best thing that would happen to you. So let's collectively try to devise reasons. First and foremost, I feel studying abroad can be a good thing, primarily because it will look very good on your CV. Believe it or not, guys, any employer would love to read a CV which flashes and says that you're a master's grad, you're an honors grad from a good university, from countries like UK, US, Canada, Australia, and the likes. You understanding, it actually gives you a competitive edge. Now, why so? Because it helps you get noticed, in the job market for interviews, because it speaks a lot about your personality, guys. Now, why so? Because, like I'm saying, in the interim, we do not really realize that we are growing holistically. There are so many things that we do, which is again out from our comfort zone. We moving out from our cocoon, and there are so many things that we are trying for new, which we would have otherwise not done if we were in our home country. It actually is a hallmark, of a student being brave, of a student ready to take challenges and risks. And it's very courageous because you're actually leaving your home country, you're leaving your friends and family, and choosing to go into an environment which you are not really well aware about. So don't you think that's like a very good personality trait that you're actually talking about? It's very, very courageous, guys. And like I said, I think from an employer's perspective, that's like a definite win-win. Okay, more so important again for an Asian student, especially Indians, where English is not our first language, and we are choosing to go to a country where predominantly English is the only spoken language. So that in itself is particularly challenging. It's quite an admirable event to let me tell you, it's very, very courageous. And again, why so? Because it might turn out to be a little nerve-wracking. You might just be culturally shocked. You might be environmentally, you'd be like, oh my god, the weather condition is little haywire and everything, but you're ready to combat all of that. And this process of you becoming independent and becoming a local, right from you went there as a tourist and you becoming a local. So you're understanding this journey is very, very enduring, and I think that's very, very beneficial. Okay, now if we understand and dig deep, okay, the essence actually lies in adding value to higher education itself. Now, why do we educate ourselves? Why is there a need of higher education to upskill, to gain that knowledge, right? So in on the similar context, I would like to quote something that Barack Obama had said in 2009 when he was addressing the National Academy of Science. And just by the way, Barack Obama also himself took a lot of support for his higher education. So his words actually make a lot of sense now. So he actually said when he was addressing the mob that there are those people who say we cannot afford to invent in science and higher education. That people support for research is somehow luxury. I, Barack Obama, said I completely disagree to this. Why? Because science and higher education is more so essential for our prosperity, our security, our health, our environment, our quality of life than it has ever been before. So what he's trying to talk about again is the significance of higher education. Why is it so important? Because it actually helps us to understand the world better. Again, by educating, by upskilling ourselves, we actually kind of, at a stature where we can actually, understand and look at the world with a better eye, and how better to do it than kind of, like I said, going out from your comfort zone and exploring it for yourself, going and seeing the world solo. It's like that, how better to do it internationally. So I feel I've been able to kind of, talk a little about the relevance, why it's so important. And now that we kind of, understand how important it is to pursue kind of, your master's or your undergraduation abroad, let's kind of try to throw some light on what are the options that are available to the students. Especially so again, because so many countries offer so many lucrative options for the students. Sometimes it's actually natural to get lost and, feel, oh my God, where should I go? It's that, okay? So let's kind of try to understand some fascinating facts. I'd like to talk a little about the USPs, about specific countries, and kind of the academic and the other excellence, of course, kind of prevails anyway. Okay. Speaking about the first country, USA, the United States of America. I mean, I'm sure everybody of us would fancy going there. What comes to our mind, it's like this huge country, huge planned, picturesque, scenic landscapes, and you can actually choose where to kind of, go and study. Moreover, it's actually a home to kind of, I think, the highest number of education institutions in the world. So that's like, so many options to choose from. And moreover, they kind of offer an extensive range of kind of, subjects to study from, be it kind of business, economics, engineering, health sciences, and how can we forget, it's like the IT hub. It houses the Silicon Valley. I'm sure for all the computer guys and all the IT people, it must be like the place of worship. Okay, another remarkable feature that I feel that, US has to offer to so many kind of, international students is because of the state-of-the-art facilities, plus kind of, students would pick USA as their country option, study country option, is because a lot of support is given by the universities and the governments in the in the form of financial aids and scholarships, which kind of, the students can avail and kind of boil down their tuition fees. Okay, another kind of good feature that kind of, can be gauged upon is the flexibility. Now, let's just say if you were to go and pursue an next course and you have a change of heart, you probably want to change your course or you want to change your university. Well, definitely you can do that. So that's the kind of liberty that USA provides, which again is a win-win. Also, kind of USA provides the like a stay back on their kind of courses. So if it's a STEM profile, you get like a good 3 years. If it's a non-STEM profile, you can actually avail it up to a year, which is still very good. And again, how to forget, the socializing kind of, aspects of Americans. They are very, very friendly people. Again, let me tell you guys, they really like to, enjoy and party and network. So I think that's one of the kind of, traits that you can be actually eyeing on. Okay, speaking about the friendly trait, I think the next country that actually comes to my mind is Canada. Why? Because it's been voted as the friendliest country in the world to live in. I think it offers impeccable standard of living, plus it's the safest country and more like a gateway to the US. Also speaking about the return of investment, the kind of money that you incur and the time of kind of, the type of time you put in on your degree, you actually get a reward in that because you get like a generous stay back. And also the people who are looking out for a permanent settlement, Canada could be on cards for you. Okay, another thing I think which is like a USP of Canada would be that they offer the co-op programs. Now the co-op programs, they offer internship support to the student whilst their course is on and after kind of the course as well, which actually gives like a head start to their career and kind of gives a push to that profile. Moreover, I think more than the masters and everything, they are more known for their diplomas and advanced diplomas, which can also be kind of on your hit list. Because again, these are also very professionally inclined courses, so a lot of professional support is what you're looking at whilst you're studying. Cool. Okay, now talking about the starting salary, let's just say if you get like a nice white collar job in Canada, you're looking at nothing but 60,000 Canadian dollars salary, which is like wow. Okay, now the popular courses that you can actually look out for in Canada would be hospitality, sports, tourism, life sciences, engineering, business, and the likes. Okay, one more update. IRCC has also kind of recently declared, more like in the pipeline, saying that those who are to kind of pursue their studies online now would anyway avail the stay back. Kind of, so if you are to kind of complete your degree online from India itself, you can still get the stay back, which is wow. Okay, the next country I would like to talk about is UK. Well, I say I would be a little biased to that anyway, because for obvious reasons, being a UK grad, I'd always kind of have like a affinity to that place. But let me tell you, UK kind of if you're looking out for quality education, the world-class education, you can actually kind of bank on UK, because again the kind of teaching that you get over there is kind of flawless, and it's recognized like all over the world. It's like that. And more so, if you're looking out for like any range of course, you will kind of definitely find it in the UK, because they offer courses practically into everything. More of another UK trait would be they actually learn through networking. Now again, why am I saying that is because kind of part-time work is more like a trend there. So anybody who were to fly to the UK would always and always work, because kind of working is more like learning over there. Like I would say an extra pocket money of course kind of welcomed, but kind of you're actually looking at a lot of networking also, and that's how you learn. Yeah, again, not to forget the best social life, best nightlife. I mean, of course, UK has a lot. It's like a melting pot of so many diversities, and it's like people from all kind of countries would come to study there. So you're actually looking for a good lot of friendship and kind of lot of cosmo, crowd. Yeah. Okay, another country that we can actually look at is Australia. Okay, now I'm sure all of us would fancy like sunny beaches and kind of like a mini India, I'd say, or probably kind of more like an Indian setup in a more cleaner way. Is kind of, I would say, you can actually look at Australia along with the academic excellence. So it's kind of more if you actually kind of a little homesick and you would want to be a little kind of near to India, you can actually pick Australia, because again the proximity is one factor that students might look at, and again kind of the kind of research, the kind of education the country provides is again very, very good. Again, the major USP in Australia would be permanent settlement. The country offers like generous stay on their degrees, which again is a good thing that students can look out for, because I'm sure all of us would want to kind of live overseas at least for a considerable length of time, so we understand how the like the work pattern is there, and kind of how you can actually gauge through learning. And also one more thing, if you really want to escape like the summers of India, you can always go Australia, because June, July, August are like the winter months there. So it kind of works a little differently, but I'm sure kind of that's kind of one of the USPs as well. The popular subjects being law, education, engineering, and kind of are offered at both levels. So guys, I think I've virtually taken you kind of through so many countries, but what is the commonality is really, really good education, okay, and academic excellence, scholarships, financial aids, affordable fees, part-time work opportunities. You actually kind of work in the country for 20 hours, make like whilst your course is on, and kind of for an entire day when kind of holidays are on. By that you can actually make good pocket money, support yourself, kind of be a part of student communities, and kind of network, and kind of take a semester abroad, and kind of learn through kind of I would say traveling as well. So that's one thing that actually kind of is a factor that you can actually look at, because like I'm saying, if you are to kind of pursue your studies in your home country, all of these things kind of you'll be missing out on. And if you kind of of course kind of take it overseas, you actually at a pedestal, you get that competitive edge, and like I said, you're definitely kind of on the radar of employers. Yeah, so I'm sure I was able to kind of do justice and explain and talk a little about, you know, the countries that could be pursued for international education. And if you happen to have any questions, any queries, I'm ready to take them now. Is Scotland good for renewable energy? Yeah, please. It's a very, in fact, it's one of the petroleum hubs and kind of, you know, renewable energy and stuff like that. So they've got like amazing courses. Okay. Can you please tell again about UK? Well, UK, dear, you're looking at really good education. The universities are really significant. They have kind of, you know, the teachers over there are really well read. You're looking at kind of a very intensive pattern of study. The kind of, you know, degree time is relatively shorter as compared to other countries, because you finish your degree in 1 year itself. Plus, I forgot to mention, UK is now kind of announced the graduate immigration route, which allows you to stay there for, you know, up till the time of 2 years post your degree, which again is a concept that's kind of just recently come. So make sure you kind of, you know, make use of it. Masters in public health, which country? All countries offer, and most of the countries kind of, you know, are good with kind of giving public health care and health management masters. I'm sure kind of, you know, you can actually look out for you know, the country that suits you, dear. Canada, I said, kind of, you know, it's again one of the popular study destinations, and they are giving kind of amazing staybacks. So if you're looking out for long-term settlement, you can actually look out for it. For PG, yeah, of course. Like for PG ish, they are actually kind of offering PG diplomas, advanced diplomas as well. So that's again one thing. If you know, if you really don't want to do a master's and you want to do a diploma instead, you can always consider. What to remember going for UK this year? Abhilash, I don't quite follow what you say. Well, what to remember? Nothing really, just remember your home country. Okay, I want to know about the job opportunities for engineering management, project, supply chain as a mechanical engineer. Well, again, this is a very booming field, and the job opportunities are manifold times. It's just that make sure, guys, whichever country you pick, you kind of, you know, very street smart. Now, just understand one more thing. In India, it's a little spoon-fed and we are told what to do. Over there, it's a little different. You probably have to go to the careers team, you have to go to the career support and tell them, I'm looking out for jobs, and they are kind of, you know, going to be available and they're going to help you with it. But it's just that they should be notified, yeah, because that's not one of the things that we do in India. Okay. Yeah, of course, that's very nice for culinary and hospitality. It's one of the top names, and it's in Melbourne, which is again one of the most livable cities in the world. Nice sunny climate and everything, so you can definitely go for that. Row B. Okay. What would be the expense for a 2-year master's in the USA? Of course, you know, the range could be a little on the higher side, Ayush. That's because, again, the duration would be a little more. So you can look at somewhere around a 30-40 plus of masters. But again, like I said, there are a lot of scholarships. If you're scholarly with your grades, make sure you apply soon. Again, the pro tip for USAs, just be a little early, because, you know, the paperwork could be a little lengthy and you have this deadlines to adhere. Yeah. How easy it is to get into a US college for a tech field like data science? Well, like I said, it's like the IT hub. So of course they are inviting, you know, applicants. It's just that get in touch with our team, and I'm sure a dedicated US counselor would be able to help you on this. Yeah. Okay. Are there any job opportunities in the UK for masters in public health graduates? Oh, definitely. I'm sure, Sakshi, if you know about the NHS, they are kind of, you know, available in like mostly all of the cities and all of the counties there, and they've got amazing job opportunities. All you need is a degree and some kind of, you know, interview. You just have to kind of woo the interview. It's very simple with your knowledge. Okay. Any more questions, guys? Okay. Okay, I don't think so. Yeah, I think I've probably covered everything, and that's why you guys are not asking questions. No worries, guys. I think it was really kind of, good talking. However, just kind of, if you have any more concerns, you can always get in touch with us. We are operating kind of from our offices now, so it's like very nice. Which is better, a diploma or, I presume, a master's you're wanting to ask, Aman? Well, I would say it's completely to each their own. Now, a diploma, if in my understanding, is a level less than a master's. So let's just say if you probably couldn't write your dissertation, or if you don't want to write your thesis, I mean, of course, a diploma is one thing that you can look at. However, looking kind of from another perspective, diploma is more, industry driven and industry specific. So whilst you're studying, you're actually looking at a lot of industry exposure, if that makes sense. As the education is expensive in Australia, are the returns equally good if you don't want PR? Well, of course, that kind of completely depends on the fact which job you bag, and the fact that the country is inviting students to stay for a longer length of time after their course. That means they are devoid of labor. It's very simple. So like I said, just kind of be on the lookout, network a lot, and kind of, that's how you kind of make sure the options turn out to be lucrative for you. Okay. The Australian borders will reopen shortly. Well, I'm sure kind of, the entire world is going through a chaos right now, and things are kind of, coming back to normalcy. It's just that it's a little delayed, and kind of, just expect some, time more, and I'm sure it's going to kind of, be available. Which is the best country for data science and big data? Well, like I said, Yaduvanshi, many kind of, countries offer kind of, the masters in that. It completely boils down to where you want to go. However, I would say US is the hub, so you can actually look out for US. How beneficial is it to do masters from New Zealand? Well, again, New Zealand is kind of, a country where you're looking at permanent settlement. You're looking at a nice, peaceful life, and kind of, again, it's a little away from the humdrum, but again, the academic excellence is kind of manifold times. So you can actually look out for New Zealand as well if you don't want like a lot of competition to yourself and you kind of, want to excel. How about regenerative medicine in the USA? Well, that's a very niche course. You can, I think you're my student. I have a plug for you. No worries. So you can actually kind of get in touch with my counselor for US, and I'm sure that's going to help. And that's one of a niche kind of a course, and I'm sure they do it in the US. GRE is a mandate in the US, I'm afraid. Yeah. For undergraduate bachelor's program or diploma, what is better? Like I said, diploma is completely very industry focused, and probably it gives you a little more stay in the country, especially if I'm talking about Canada, so you can be on the lookout for that. I already got an offer from Australia for Jan. Will the borders reopen by Jan? Well, they should, Rob, be, because all of us want to come back to the normal life again and not wear the masks and kind of be hidden. About getting into medical schools in the USA, Sid, please get in touch with our counselor or probably call us, and we'll kind of get back to you with a dedicated counseling on this. Job offers in New Zealand are again they are, just to also tell you, I think New Zealand out of all the countries has the least number of COVID cases. So that's again a good thing to look at. And well, for master's degree in the UK, the applications for 2021 would start by this September end, or by October mostly. But you can get in touch with us, and we'll make your file ready. So as in how the applications open, we'll kind of apply for you. Yeah. Okay, with respect to Ireland as well, if you kind of have any questions, anything, we are always available. Ireland is also kind of inviting a lot of applicants to kind of stay there and study, because they also give like a 2 years stay on their course. So that is also one of the countries that you can actually look out for. Also, if you're looking at the European they are actually one of the countries that is PR friendly. So if you're really good enough, you might just bag yourself a PR. Okay, job prospects for MBA, UCW, Vancouver. Again, Canada has a lot to offer, Vijay. I would say just kind of, apply soon. And like I said, the IRCC has given the update that they are letting the students study online and yet avail the work permit, which is kind of, speaks a lot for itself. So I'm sure kind of, you can be on the lookout of bagging yourself a job. Yeah. Okay. Is UK giving 2 years work visa? Well, work visa is something that is like an aftermath. Now, the thing is, you have to kind of secure 70 points, plus you have to get like a employer sponsorship, and that's how you can get like a work visa. So of course, the visas are there. It's just that you have to kind of be good enough to bag one. Yeah, I hope I've answered all the questions, guys. I hope so. No worries. Like I said, you can get in touch with us if you probably have any concerns, and we'll kind of get back with a good counseling for you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.